Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the LA-based singer called Lauren Jauregui, in her technically first album called Prelude. So if you don't know who she is she's one of the people or ex-members from Fifth Harmony, and so far I think I've reviewed everybody. I think what I have left is to do I can't remember her name. There's one I haven't done completely yet, but I think I'm waiting for her to do an actual album, which is what this one's doing. But I also feel like this is also kind of like a EP in a weird way because it's only 7 songs, and I know that 7 songs, 8 to 9 or 7 to 9 tracks is pretty much an album nowadays. But this it still feels like a sample, and due to the fact that the title is called Prelude, definitely makes me more. This makes it feel even more like a sample in our EP, even though it's been told Spotify sees it as an album. So I'm gonna treat it as an album and kind of go from there. When it comes to her, I actually haven't really been very invested in her. I've listened to Lento, and I did like it. I definitely like the Pablo Vittar version of it. I definitely like that one. And I think that's pretty much it. Like, I feel like I got into Expectations, but that came out in 2018, but I wasn't really into it. I just, I think she's been Lana Del Reying me with spots where I feel like I'll listen to this time where I'm not really in a mood to listen to slow songs, or songs that have a lot of topic, but it's a slow burn. I feel like that's kind of what she is into, is kind of slow burning things, which is great on this album. I really love that, which is funny because with the idea, to be very blatantly honest, had no expectations. I had very low expectations on this album because she's one of the ones I wasn't really paying attention to. So I was like, it's probably gonna be okay. And the songs that she got come out was kind of more ballady, mixed with like slow burner ones that did come in with like trap and whatever, but it didn't really give me like what I was looking for, which is, of course, what I'm looking for is a reminder of Fifth Harmony, which is not something I should be doing, but it's the immediate thought of reason why I didn't get so far into her, because of that kind of thought. But I threw that thought out the window. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get into it. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna see if I like it. I'm just gonna take it face front. Taking it face front, I do like it. I really, really like this prelude. I think it's really nice. It's a slow burn. It has a nice little jazzy sound to it. There's a lot of muted trumpet that comes in and out. It's just so nice. It makes you feel it. This album makes you feel like you're crying, like you're feeling. It's like a weird kind of sexy sad, where just like, I'm sad, and she talks about really good topics. But on the flip side, also she talks about a lot of like wanting this person, wanting to be with this person, but also just like have her guard up and everything. But there's a nice little sexy bit in some of those songs, and so it makes you feel like you're smoking cigarettes while you're sad, kind of thing, and you're in this like, I don't know. It's a very sexy sad type of like track list. But let me just break down some things so you can understand. So the first song's an intro, or it's a intro, which is pretty much just instrumental. Then we go into Colors, which is the second song, the first single to this album. This one kind of just talks about not being enough, not feeling like you're enough. And there's a lot of places she talks about, she's like, I'm addicted. I'm actually not addicted to drugs. I'm addicted to the feeling fucking numb. And I love that. I love that idea, because I think that it's to think of, it's not the drug that you're looking for to do it. If it does do it, it is the one you lean into. But if you are feeling numb, that's why a lot of people kind of fall in different directions of drugs. So you get meth, you get cocaine, you get all these other things that kind of take you away to make you feel numb. But it's not really it's for what I feel like what she's saying is like, it's not even entirely the drug I'm chasing, it's more the feeling I'm chasing. And then she goes into, my heart has a way of rejecting what's good for it. And so pretty much in this idea is just kind of feeling like she's enough, and make you feel like she doesn't want to, understanding that the numbness doesn't really solve anything, and its only way to do is to grow, which she says in the very end. One piece I did like that she says is to dismantle the mental that has us moving like we weren't made with love. So pretty much just feel like we're unlovable. We weren't have there's nothing about us that's everything about us is more flawed. We are more focused on our flaws, and we're focused on our actual like who we are, and just understanding that it's just part of us, and that's that we were created. If you're leaning into the more like spiritual direction, we're created under, as Christians would say, under his in his vision, or in his this shows that I'm not Christian at all. But you know, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Like in that kind of space, like we're made in his creation, or his eye, or in his vision, or whatever. I feel like that's what she's saying in that direction. It's like that we weren't made for like we're just made for just shit, like just for whatever, you know. But there's more to it. We were made with love, but we keep treating ourselves like we're not lovable, or we can't be loved, or whatever. I really like that one. Colors is a really good song. Going to Scattered, which features Vic MENSA, which is somebody actually has been in my life for a lot. I don't know why I haven't like just broke down and listened to his music, but he's been in a lot of features that have been like way back. This one feels like just the idea of just being very scattered in the mind, and just knowing that she knows she has to change, but it's easier said than done, pretty much. It feels like is what she's saying. And so she feels like she's like, I feel all these things and I think I need help. I need help making this process happen. Because she says, I think I need some help. I don't feel like myself. And then she goes, scattered like the leaves upon the wind when seasons must begin to change again. So it feels like she knows change is coming, and she knows that she has to change to adapt, but she is stuck, not in a space of changing. Once again, a really good song. Second single to this album. The whole thing's pretty short. I can go through the whole album. Falling is the next one. This one talks about depression, and it just talks about the idea, just like her finding ways to kind of get out of bed, and finding ways to kind of, once again, adding with the scattered kind of motivation to push you forward. She says it's about to be too late now to try to get up out of bed. So it's like insinuating that she pretty much has been just, depression has pulled her so far, the fact that she's been in bed longer than usual and longer than normal people usually. So maybe it's like heading towards the evening and she's still in bed. Another one I like is when she says, if I want to keep surviving, better get up and try to earn some more. So pretty much make some money to have a living. Oh, and then she's like, and pretty much she's saying all these things. She's like, I know, I'm still stuck in this space. And she's like, I don't know why I always try to hide it. I can't fight it any more than you can because I'm only human. So she's acknowledging that in this situation. She's like, the way that she feels is very human. It's very common. It's not something that you should be ashamed of, because it is something you feel, you know, and people go through this too. And so she knows she's not alone, but she still feels like she has to hide it because maybe there's some shame inside of it or something. And I definitely feel that too. I love that she points this out, but then she does have a little space that she says, focus on blessings and lessons. I love that. That feels like a full-on tattoo. It's so good. I love that idea, just like, because it is. If you focus on gratitude, you focus on the lessons you learned from the past, something that had you feel this certain way, you can grow. That's a nice space to help yourself grow, pretty much. Easy said and done. The next song I really like is the final single to this album, which is On Guard featuring 6 Black. This one, so good. So fucking good. I love the idea that it's breaking down entirely what it means to be on guard, what your feelings, when you've been hurt before, when you've been in spaces where where somebody made you feel like you can't love again, or you're just so cautious about even opening your heart to anyone. It may even be your friend. But it's this situation that she talks about, which I love, is that she says, so on God, staying on guard, gotta watch out for myself, or for my heart, never really know someone until you know someone. It's so true. You never know if you're gonna be, your love is literally supposed to be a chance you're taking. I feel like it's what this one's saying. So you are, but it's some chances you will end up going, then you love this guy and this person, just everything's going well, and all of a sudden shit just, and you're like, oh, okay, well that didn't go well, and it sucks. So you're not expecting relationships to fall apart. You're not getting into a relationship just to break up with them. So when it does happen, it still hits you. No matter if you're the one that breaks or the one that broke up on, it hits. So in her case, she wants to make sure she knows this person very, very well, or feels safe enough to where she feels comfortable opening. Until then, she's not opening for shit. And I love that. And I feel like the Six Black kind of leads into it more, and just like, and with the whole, I know not to make a person my home, which is kind of sad, but it's also a suggestion of just like, I know not to fall headfirst all up into a situation that I don't really know too much about yet. And I think it's sad to feel that way, but at the same time, I personally feel like it's a good practice, it's a good practice to tell you to take your time with somebody, to get to know somebody, so you're not jumping in and like marriage or whatever, and you're like, oh, I didn't know this person eats like that, like, it's stupid, but you know what I mean. Going into the next one, Don't Want to Say. This one has a nice jazzy sound. I love it. There's another one that had a jazzy sound to it too. I can't find it. Anyway, yeah, this one, so nice. I love the Spanish in the second verse. It's really nice. It really threw me off, but I was like, I know she speaks Spanish. I'm surprised there's no Spanish. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, there it is. It's really nice. This has a very sexy this is what I meant about that kind of like cautious, but there's a sexiness to it. It's a weird kind of bubble of like tension that you can just feel in the song. Like, I don't want to tell, like, she's like, I really want it, but I don't want to say I want it, but I really want you to know that I do. So it's pretty much, she wants his body. He wants him on her on him kind of thing. But it's just one of those spaces where it's just like, but I don't want to tell you, but I really want you to know. So all that what happens is there's just a shit ton of tension. There's a shit ton of sexual tension between them. And she's like, if you just move your leg over to my leg and let's just see what that happens. But she also doesn't want to like do it at the same time. It's this weird kind of space of like, I want to, I don't, I do. Oh, kind of shyness, but just the tension of just wanting to do it is so big. Going into the last one, which is Sorry. This one talks about pretty much just the idea that being in a broken relationship and being in a space where they're constantly arguing and they constantly, just having a lot of shit going on. And it seems like the relationship just deteriorating over and over, and they get back together, even though that they know things are gonna fall right back to the space where it was, which it does. So in her space, it's just like, I'm hurting you, you're hurting me, we should just call it off. She says, it's hard for me to see a future of what we could be when your insecurities in the way of seeing me for me. So she knows that he doesn't really trust her, and his trust is broken towards her. And so, but she tries to prove it, but it still doesn't seem to hit. And so she is thinking she wants to break up because it's not really working. She says it's a cycle there's no salvation. Oh my god, I can't fucking speak today. Salvaging when we're growing apart in separate ways. So I'm sorry, I can't love you anymore. You say you don't want to break up, but I really don't want to fake it anymore. So it seems like even that he's like, oh, I don't want to break up though, even though his trust is broken. But she's like, well, then if we stay together, we'll just be faking it. It'll be me trying to prove trust to you while we're faking like everything's okay kind of thing. And I think that's very interesting and very thought out. I like that. It ends very abruptly. It's just like, and that's the end of the song, end of the full album, done. I do wish there was a nice little like ending that says like, this is the end kind of thing. But we also know this is a prelude. So it's going to be, this is probably like just a snippet of the album. It's probably going to be a 12 plus track album, and this is just a snippet of it. She might not even take all the songs. She might take some of the songs with this and put it on there. We'd never know. I have no idea. But one thing for sure is I'm so intrigued to see what else she's doing now. Now that I got a feel for her, I waited this long to get the feel for her. I now do, and I really, 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 really like it. I am very excited to see what else she does. I give this one a 9 out of 10. Only 9 because there's some songs that the slow burn did take me a minute to get into, but I definitely did like the album. 9 out of 10 completely. Leave a comment below some what you thought. If you like this album, if you have more information about her and what she's doing with this new album coming out, if Sorry, I don't know if there's a new album coming out, but it seems like this is what this is leading to. If that's what you think too, if you have some insight, let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell too, so you get more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next video. Oh.